So I started as an actor, doing a lot of amateur theatre down in Hobart, and then that moved into I auditioned for the VCA drama school as an actor and got shortlisted and thought I was going to get in, so I bought a ticket and I didn't get in. Just moved over, got an agent, started doing little telly things. I was always playing kids with mental illness, and so I was just yelling a lot, and I just thought, this probably isn't that challenging. I need to do something else. I made one, and it screened at Muff, and it was heckled by the audience. So that was in 2000. And so it put me off filmmaking for 5 years because I just had these people laughing at this very earnest, dark film. I applied twice, got in 2005, and did the 3-year bachelor course at VCA. When I was at film school, you hear about all these filmmakers that go straight from VCA that go on and get a 3-picture deal. And I thought it would be like Saw, where we'd make a short film and then we'd get $1 million from somewhere and then go out and make it. And so I just was really lucky that because I was an actor, I had these great acting mates. So Oscar Redding was a key collaborator, and so he wasn't at the film school, but he and I collaborated on the short film. He played Alexander Pierce in that. So we used Hell's Gates, which was a 20-minute version of the Alexander Pierce story. We used that as a way to get private finance. We took around DVDs, so we didn't even have it online links at that stage. But from the strength of the short film, because it pretty much has the same cast, same location, same DOP, and same producer.
No, Pierce. You're not dead yet.
In the Cape Otway, mostly, in Victoria. And then we shot a good 9 days down in Tasmania, so where it actually happened. So we needed to have a sense of scope. So everything in Victoria, you can't get a untouched landscape because you shoot wide and you'll see a pine plantation, or you'll see a road, or you'll see power lines or whatever. So everything that's really enclosed in the canopies, that's Victoria, and the night stuff, that's all Victoria. But anything that you get a sense of the landscape, that was shot in the 9 days of Tassie. But the problem with the canopies is that it was so dark, and we had to shoot it. It was T2 the whole time, so it was really shallow depth of field, and we could only shoot between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Off the strength of the short and the script, we got Madman attached, and they gave us an advance off the back of the short. But you could just tell that they loved our attitude. They just thought we were insane, and they loved it. They just thought, you're just going to go out and make it. And Oscar and I were saying, yeah, we're shooting in July. I don't care if we raise 60,000 or 260. We're going to go out there. We're just going to make the film. So we raised the finance from friends, family, friends of friends. And so our smallest investor was 2,500, and our biggest was around 30. Ellery Ryan was a big draw card because people wanted to work with him. So he came on board because he was teaching me cinematography at VCA. And I just remember him saying, I'm so sick of shooting ads and doing stock shots of Vegemite. Even if I only got $2,000 a week, I would do it. I just want to tell stories. And so I filed that at the back of my head and thought, all right, I'm going to save $2,000 and I'm going to ask Ellery to shoot the short film. With doing low-budget films, there was something that Oscar had said to me early on, and it was our motto, was that we've always got to be offering someone something. So you don't go to an experienced focus puller and say, hey, do you want to work on our film for $200 a week for 6 weeks? You go to a clapper loader who's never been given the opportunity to do focus pulling and say, hey, do you want to focus pull? Like, I've always wanted to focus pull. Great. come like us. We were the guys that were just never getting that work, and so we're going to go out there and we're just going to go do it. And we wanted people that would just had the same mentality. In retrospect, the Van Diemen's Land did really well, I think, but at the time it was a disappointment for us because we invested a lot of money, our own money. So Oscar and I got a bank loan, which took 6 years of working afterwards to pay it off. But it's a film that people had heard of, and even though we wanted to be able to pay people and make enough money so that we could pay back our investors, all the crew gets paid, and then we would be able to use the same model to make another film after that. At the very least, we made a film that people had heard of, and if you got a credit on the film, then it counts. It was on 9 screens, and it made 280,000, which is a really good result, And that was partly because of we just got a lot of good free publicity, lots of good reviews, and luckily a few people vomited in a cinema in New Zealand, and so there was a day where Van Diemen's vomit was on all the news.com.au and The Age and Sydney Morning Herald online. It just had Van Diemen's vomit. So even though it's completely not that film, like it's not Wolf Creek, it's not a horror film. Like it's the most boring horror film you'll ever watch. Like it's not a horror film, but it's quite often referred to as a horror film. Because I've written 8 films, trying to get up my own projects and going through channels, sales agents and distributors even though I haven't been able to get those films financed, they've still admired the writing. So now I just work as a writer. Of course, I'd much rather be out there on set directing. It's just that the work as a writer is so good. Like, it's a great job, but I'd much rather be out there with a crew and making a film than sitting on my laptop all day, every day. But there's definitely worse jobs. I've done them.